And now for the most absurd Agatha Christie riff you've ever seen, Mourning Wood.
Holy resurrection, Batman!
I knew it all along!
I renounce our religions!
I've had about enough of this!
Unhand me, you dolt! I suppose you're all wondering why I've called you here tonight.
This is a man's funeral.
Yeah, this is Jeremy's funeral. Nobody called you.
If anything, we tried to avoid calling you.
And yet, here I am, old lanky one. And that's precisely because I know exactly what happened to Jeremy Wood. And now, I'm going to reveal everything.
Who is that?
He kinda looks like me. Yeah, do you want to give that Jeremy Wood costume a go too? It was getting hot in there. Did you really have to stab me twice, buddy?
Sorry, mate.
I'm so confused. I'm so angry.
I'm so getting out of here.
I'm gonna be so rich when all this is over.
Now, I suppose a lot of you will have questions as to what I've just uncovered. Who killed Jeremy Wood? How and why did they kill Jeremy Wood? And more to the point, why is Jeremy Wood's funeral being held for what appears to be a bloody placeholder?
I apologize. Not in advance.
In fact, hasn't this whole week seemed a bit strange? Why was Jeremy Wood's body laying on the ground in the middle of the day? Why did it take until 12:55 p.m. for someone to find the body? Why did Carl trip over the body 3 times in succession?
Give a guy a break, why don't you?
Appropriate, considering I'm about to break this case wide open.
Get on with it!
Why was there blood on Jeremy's face at the crime scene, even though he was clearly killed of strangulation?
He did?
Just go with it! Why was there no coffin? Why was there no preacher? Why was Pastor Clay called in at the last minute? Where in the blue blazes did my scarf go? I had it earlier this week, which one of you took it? And lastly, and most importantly, why was this funeral so sparsely attended?
Well, why?
Well, the fact is, my dear Virginia, there's just so much anger in the world. So much death, so much destruction, so much hate.
Just what are you getting at, detective?
I don't know, Miss Hates. What am I getting at? Who is Sally Hates, anyway? Why did she attend Jeremy Wood's funeral? Isn't it true that you hadn't spoken to him in 3 years beforehand? Isn't it true that he's getting an F in piano? And isn't it also true that Mobspell opened and tanked right around the time of your last meeting? And is it not true that you've been struggling to make ends meet ever since, so you decided to make Jeremy Wood meet his end instead?
I kind of got lost in all of that. Are you saying that I killed him?
Ha! Of course not. You couldn't even mount a proper musical. Your songs probably suck as much as Dick Johnson's Firm.
There's definitely a joke in there somewhere.
But you must admit you've been acting very suspicious all evening, Miss Hates. And you, Johnson. And you, Carl Lemke. Aren't you all little more than red herrings in this game of cat and mice?
Mouse.
Whatever! And Carl, my boy, Carl. How did you know I screwed up the crime scene?
Detective screwed up the whole crime scene.
How did you know the investigation was still open?
Investigation's still open.
How suspicious, how very suspicious. Why do you know so much about the justice system anyway? Been doing research? Research for your next crime?
What are you even talking about?
Mr. Copper here once told me that criminals return to the scene of the crime.
Criminals tend to return to the scene of the crime.
Yet few criminals tend to return to the crime itself. Take my knife, Mr. Lemke. Reenact the deed that brought us all here today. I would throw him to the ground.
Hey!
And then I hit him in the face.
What are you doing?
Done. Well played. And as for the Harmons here, they have as much motive as anyone else. Why does Johnny Harmon know so much about the Woods' financial state?
The Woods were always up to their ears in debt.
Why does the doppelganger look so much like Johnny? Why does Johnny look so much like the cop? And what is the cop's name anyway?
I was also in Mobspell.
Bugger off, this is my climax.
I thought you said you were going to reveal everything.
I bloody know what I bloody said. And Virginia, wasn't it you that had the most motive? Bored with your husband, betrayed by your piano-failing lover. You killed him. Didn't you even say some people weren't made to be around other people?
Some people weren't made to be around other people.
Ha! That's practically an admission of guilt right there.
I'm so ashamed!
And as for you, cop, you oafish law enforcement stooge, how is it that you knew exactly where the funeral was?
I was tracking you!
And how did you know where I was?
Because I planted a GPS tracking device on you.
Fair enough. And why did Dick Johnson even come to this funeral? Shouldn't he be getting the Woods' affairs in order or something?
I'm getting the Woods affairs in order as we speak.
And why have you been hitting on Miss Hates all night, trying to compensate for something? Isn't it true that you've never won a single court case in your entire life?
My win rate's could cut a diamond.
Nobody knows what that means!
But what about you, Sharp? How did you know that Jeremy's body had been found before it had even been reported by the local authorities? How did you get inside the chapel without anyone noticing? And how did you seemingly manage to hide behind the pulpit for 3 hours? How did you do it?
Invisibility cloak. You were saying?
And if you ask me about my business, I'll
Kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you!
Thou shalt not drink in excess.
Where am I?
It's okay, buddy. This is a friendly place. You looked like you needed some sleep, so we let you.
What am I doing here? Who are you people?
She's the pastor of this church. I'm just another lost soul looking for guidance, much like yourself.
It's quite an introduction. I'm Alistair Sharp, Private Eye.
Jeremy Wood.
I'll bloody kill you! Ah!
Thou shalt shut up!
Wasn't even bloody finished. Rest in peace, Jeremy Wood. Got your wallet stolen? Had a relative murdered? Misplaced any reading glasses? Well, not anymore. I'm Alistair Sharp, Private Eye, the truest true detective in town. My office is open 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, 417 days a year. Where did all that extra time come from? That's for you to wonder and for me to find out. Call Sharp Investigations, where our crime-busting skills and schizophrenic tendencies are sharp enough to cut a diamond.